We are here tonight to discuss establishing independent oversight for the Sheriff's Department for both the officers on the street and for those correctional officers in the jail. There is currently no oversight of the Sheriff's Department. Prior to the August 2015 death of Michael Tyree, many meetings with concerned family members and advocacy groups took place at the offices of Dept and in a community forum at True Vine Baptist Church. The purpose was to air concerns as to the treatment of detainees while in custody. In the same time period, the Prison Law Office brought suit with the county regarding many of these very same concerns. Their assessment concluded that reportedly conditions in this jail are harsher and more punitive than conditions in solitary confinement in the California prisons, including Pelican Bay. In one forum, the question of oversight was posed to Sheriff Smith. She, at the time, was emphatic that independent oversight was not needed and that the department's current practice of internal investigation was adequate. However, the day after Mr. Tyree's death, the sheriff voiced that she would be open to oversight and has since continued to support this idea, as have the Board of Supervisors. Since Mr. Tyree's death, 8 authoritative agencies, including a county-appointed Blue Ribbon Commission, have advanced over 600 recommendations leading to the reform of jail operations with very few accommodations. 2 PACT members participated on the Blue Ribbon Commission. One of the chief recommendations resulting from all these studies was the need to establish independent oversight that is capable of making real change. Members of PACT have closely followed the creation of this body and other areas of concern by attending Board of Supervisors meetings, meeting with individual supervisors, writing op-eds, and forming collaborative relationships with critical community members and agencies. They know that PACT is in the house.
Good evening. For the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about oversight of law enforcement. Key oversight goals are to promote and provide law enforcement transparency and accountability to the public. Equally important are to provide to improve the relationship between public and law enforcement and to enhance the safety of both law enforcement personnel and the citizens they are sworn to protect. In the United States, there are today over 120 independent oversight bodies. Within California, there is oversight in small cities like Palo Alto and Santa Cruz, in large cities like here in San Jose, and in counties like Los Angeles and Sonoma. However, today there is no oversight of our county's law enforcement agency, the Sheriff's Office. There are numerous types of oversight. The details defining exactly what each does vary and depend on the specific needs of each city or county. Even so, they can be grouped into 3 general categories. First is what may be called the advisory model. Since this model usually contains both citizens and law enforcement personnel, it cannot be considered independent and usually does not review complaints. The second type is what is frequently described as the independent auditor or independent review model. This is a person or office that has no connection to the law enforcement agency it oversees. Its primary function is to review not only the results of citizen complaints, but frequently how they are investigated in an effort to ensure fairness and transparency. Some auditors, though not here in San Jose, also review the results of internal and use of force complaints. And lastly, there is the Inspector General model. As the name implies, this oversight model has investigative power. The Inspector General is appointed, has a staff to conduct investigations, and is not part of the agency that it oversees. While maintaining confidentiality, it usually has access to all of the law enforcement agency's relevant internal documents and records. This oversight model is typically the most expensive of the 3, but when the cost of not having oversight is computed, the cost of lawsuits, settlements, and litigation, this model may still be cost-effective. For reference, over the past few years, our county has paid out more than $10 million in settlements related to the Sheriff's Department, with several cases still pending. So in conclusion, although the City of San Jose has had an independent police auditor since 1996, we are advocating to expand the office to include the review of internal and use of force complaints. Beyond San Jose, the sheriff provides enforcement to all of the unincorporated areas of our county, plus the VTA, buses and light rail, and the cities of Cupertino and Saratoga. The sheriff also runs the county jail. In the past 5 years, over 2,100 staff conduct and use of force complaints were filed in the jail alone. Of these, 82, less than 4%, were sustained. It's time to institute oversight of the Sheriff's Department. This concludes our oversight research. Thank you.